Yo, what's up guys? It's OG back again with a new video for you guys. Today I wanted to talk about Nintendo's struggles that they've had, well, as of recently. You know, we've seen the success that they had with the Wii, and then they brought out the Wii U, and it felt like you kind of hit like a roadblock. A lot of people didn't really want to buy the console, and recently they have been getting their numbers up a little bit more. But they were just short of 100,000 units sold in February, so obviously the console is starting to begin to get traction, and the console is starting to get to that point where a lot of people are maybe possibly starting to think about getting the Wii U. Some people think that Nintendo should stop making consoles and focus on making games for other parties, much in the same way that Sega stopped doing consoles and just kind of focused on making games. Here's the thing though, Nintendo has a huge amount of money. Now obviously you don't just want to spend money, you want to invest that money to get more money back. But Nintendo is nowhere near the level that Sega was at when they were struggling. They had multiple consoles that failed, the last one being the Sega Dreamcast. Nintendo, on the other hand, had one that failed, and it was the Virtual Boy, and pretty much that's the only console that's ever failed. The Wii U, while it doesn't have the sales figures that they had predicted before, is by no means a console that's failing. Nintendo sold a ton of Wiis, the reason being a lot of casual people decided to buy it, the motion controls looked cool, and at the end of the day, the Wii, to them, was the biggest success that they've ever had for a console. Now, they thought that this was going to translate automatically into more consoles being sold. The Wii U, obviously it's going to be sold, right? It's going to do as well as the Wii because all these casual players and everyone's going to want to transfer over, and honestly, it failed for them because they failed to realize that these casual players, most of them don't really care about hardcore gaming. They're not going to be the kinds of people who are going to be buying every single version of your console. You know, like the 3DS, it has a lot of different iterations. The people who buy those are the hardcore fans who enjoy the product, enjoy the games that are on there, and they transition from one console to the other. The people who stayed on the Wii are the people who got into motion controls for a little bit, and then at the end of the day they decided not to upgrade to the next console. Nintendo took a big hit there because they thought all these casual guys are going to come over, the fan base is there, and then they ended up realizing that the fan base just did not move through the transition of consoles. Another big thing is that Nintendo is kind of always a generation behind when it comes to hardware specs and stuff like that, and I respect it, I completely understand. Nintendo does things their way. Nintendo games are very cartoony, they're very flashy, they're a lot of fun, and they don't really require a huge amount of visual aesthetics to it to look really appeasing. Now, with that said, Mario Kart 8, all the Mario games that have come out for the Wii U look absolutely amazing. The 1080p, it is the time when Nintendo needed to hit it, and they did it, and the games look amazing. But really, they don't really need to stretch out the power of this console, because honestly, to them, this is a console that people are buying for Nintendo games. And that is also the reason that the console doesn't sell as well as it could if it had the specs of the Xbox One or the PS4, because a lot of people shy away from the Wii U. One, because the console is not as powerful, and two, since Nintendo made it not as powerful, not as accessible to some of the hardcore gamers, a lot of people are not buying it, which means that the install base is not there. So, I just kind of wanted to talk about that. I myself have been a huge Nintendo fan since, you know, back during the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System. I remember playing Mario on that thing, my parents playing on it. And it's always been the console that I've stuck with for a long time. I had the GameCube, I had the Nintendo 64, I had the Super Nintendo, the NES, and then once that kind of generational split happened where the GameCube was out, I got the GameCube, then I got the PS2, and then I got an Xbox. But it wasn't until that time frame that I decided to buy other consoles. So I'm a huge Nintendo fan. So Nintendo, if you want to continue to be profitable, focus on your hardcore gamers, and try to make the console a little bit more accessible to other people. Give them a reason to choose the Wii U over a Xbox One and a PS4. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching the video. A little bit different, something I don't normally do, but I wanted to do more stuff like this. We're gonna have more gaming news throughout the week, and of course, more episodes of my Let's Plays. I'll see you guys next time. I'm OG, I'm out. Peace.